right, so who is excited to talk about microfrontend? Very lively audience, thank you. So today we are going to talk about breaking boundaries, unleashing the potential of microfrontend with Angular and iframes. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Igor Ćirić. I am from Belgrade. I am working as an Angular consultant at a JavaScript consulting company called Bitovi from the US. I spend my days consulting, seeing our clients doing a lot of things that they probably should not be doing, and I see situations where they run into adapting different tools and technologies where we come in and try to help them the best we can. That's actually where these talks come from. One of our clients ran into implementing the microfrontend. So let's explore how the microfrontend works and what is the microfrontend. If we have the large application that we are looking to split into a smaller independent pieces, we can achieve that using the microfrontend. So, for instance, one part of the application can be built in the latest version of Angular, and the other part of the application can be built in the older version of Angular. So that gives us the ability to split the application across the different teams and the multiple squads, so they can work independently on the project. If it's needed as well, then our smaller part of the application can work along with the other technologies as well. Now let's see why the microfrontend is actually a game changer, and why the iframes are really not too bad. They are actually very awesome. So imagine that we have the application from where a user can be logged in only at one place at a time. For instance, like the e-banking application. That means that we will get from the host application, we will make the request where we will get for instance, the user information, the bearer token, and so on, and we will get the list of the products. This list of the products we are looking to show inside of our micro app. So inside of the app, we will display the list of the products. And to achieve that, in the first place, we have to pass that array of the products that we got from the host application. We are looking to do that on a pretty much similar way as we did before with components. So to pass this data as an input, and every action that we are having, like as the iframe. So once user click, for instance, like on page change, we are looking to emit that event to our host application. Then the host application will catch the event, call the API, get the new list of the product, and pass to our micro app. So with this approach, as we can see, we can now reuse our micro application. So we can use along with the other projects if it's needed as well. And this flow of data remind us as it looks like a container presenter pattern, which means that our host application is acting as a container, containing like the whole logic and it's responsible for all communication with the external services, like the API and so on. And we have our micro application that act more as a presenter or dummy application that is responsible only for displaying the products. Under the hood, we are relying on the native window method, post message, that can be used as well outside of the Angular. So now, wouldn't it be awesome if we will have Angular directive that will actually do all magic for us and transform the iframe into the component? So with that approach, we were able to start using the microfrontend from today. There is a Bubblebox directive that we built, and it's publicly open, so feel free to fork or to commit into this repository. Let's see now actually how it works and how the implementation looks like. At the first place, at the host application, we have to add the iframe, as we usually will do. and then at the source we will add the URL to our micro app. Then we will add our Angular directive, Bible box. Now the messages will actually represent something that we had previously at the components. That will be the input. And the iFrame event will represent something that we also had previously at the components. That will be the output. In our child application that will be loaded through the iFrame, at the top DOM element, we will add in the first place the bubble box directive. Then the messages will be now our output. Everything that we want to pass from the child application to the host application, we can send through the messages. And the iFrame events actually will now act as our input, which means if we take a look, the messages actually that we everything that we pass from as a message on our host application will become as an iFrame event in our child application, and reversed, like everything that we pass as a message in our child application now is coming as an iFrame event on our host application. So with that, bubble box directive will transform more or less our iFrame into the component, and it will automatically take care about catching the events or sending the events to the other app. We are supporting for now the observables, and along with that, we are adding the metadata like event type, and our data that we are passing will come as a part of the payload. So now let's see the demo and actually how it works like in the practice. So if we have like in this case we are choosing the moon phase, that is the host application that we'll call the API. So once user chooses the moon phase, we are calling the API, and we are sending inside of our iFrame, we are sending the data on the right side. So the ID, title, description, icon, and so on. Once user fill out the form, and submit the form, we are now emitting the data from the child app to the host app, and we are calling again the API. Once the API returns the response, we are emitting from the host application to the child one that loading is false, so we can turn off the loader inside of the child application. So to summarize, microfrontend tends to be the future for the bigger application, because there is ability to split the bigger application into the smaller pieces, and mainly also it can be splitted into the different squads, so teams can work separately, and one time coded application can be used across the other applications as well. There is nothing wrong with the iframes still in 2024, so they are really awesome, and with all of that, you are able to start using the microfrontend from today. So, which means that there is no anything additionally that you have to learn to start practicing and using the microfrontend in your application. Thank you all. Feel free to scan the QR code, contact me, and I will be there to answer on your questions. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Igor.